Sickos Club.
Sickos Club.
So yeah, apparently the master got damaged, and a number of the matches could not be they were just eliminated. They had to remaster it from a VHS, the home video release of it. WCW, everybody.
WCW, you know, in the early 1900s. Do we refer to it as the 1900s?
It's the 1990s, Brett.
Now that we're in the aughts? Yeah, but we're in the aughts now. So
it was in the 1900s. I was born in the 1900s.
I was too. Isn't that weird to think about?
No.
Oh, well. Fine. Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Hard Way. I'm Brett Michelle. With me, as always, is Short King, Blade Daily.
That's right.
See, you bitched at me last week because I said little buddy. So now you're Short King.
Short King represent. Yeah.
Yeah. And today we're talking about a fucking weird pay-per-view. It's a Halloween Havoc 1990 from WCW. And Peacock issues aside, this just was a very weird pay-per-view.
Yeah. From now on, Brett, could we call Peacock the Cock?
The Cock, yeah.
Yeah.
Petition to call Peacock Cock.
To rename it the Cock.
Yeah. So I watched this on the Cock, and mine was missing quite a few matches, and I feel like they rearranged some shit that we'll get into later on. But first, we're gonna do a little of the house cleaning, okay? So this was the second annual Halloween Havoc, produced by WCW under the NWA banner. It took place on October 27th, 1990, from the UIC Pavilion in Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago.
Yeah, and it was also the final Halloween Havoc produced by WCW under the NWA, as in January 1991, they had split.
They became WCW officially.
Yeah, and I'm just going to read off, I got my fan question. I asked the fans, the IWC, what their favorite spooky, scary, or Halloweenish themed moment from a wrestling show was. My buddy Tommy Rico Comedy says Bray Wyatt debuting as The Fiend versus Finn at SummerSlam 2019.
What up, Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy rules. He said the build to his unveiling was perfect. The vignettes were brilliant, and the debut was a rare what the fuck is that moment in a company known for playing everything so safe, legitimately terrifying, and fiercely original. And I got to agree. I mean, this was like an era of modern WWE that I really liked. I mean, if you know me, you know I'm all about spooky shit. And those original Firefly Funhouse vignettes and getting that peek into the mind of someone as creative as Bray Wyatt was amazing. I mean, I don't think there ever will be another Bray Wyatt. I think that's why a lot of the Wyatt 6 isn't connected with a lot of people. But we won't spend too much time on that. We got another guy, Atlas Crashes Out, saying the same thing. Troubles Wrestling Pod says the debut of the Purple Haze in Florida.
Wow, Mark Lewin reference.
Taking it back a little bit there, huh, Troubles? Yeah. What dude? DC Amps Decamps 2K24 says mine are all Halloween Havoc related, which fits. We got the Yeti, the Chamber of Horrors electric chair match, the Monster Truck Sumo match, Hogan versus Warrior at 98, the Shambles, that was 1999, the whole event, Jarrett and 100 Stings versus Sting in 2000, but also Ray versus Ed, Mask versus Title at 97, Perfection. And then we also have my buddy Cavity Rock giving another nod to Ray and Eddie in WCW. We've got a whole bunch of people just saying Abaddon, period.
Yeah.
Just everything about Abaddon, and I couldn't agree more. So the only other business we have to get to is my fan fashion of the week, and I want to shout out the dude front row all the way to the left in Chicago rocking a Chargers jersey, because that is my team, and it was number 30. So in 1990, I want to say it was probably Natron Means. So go that guy. But let's take it away. What's our first match we got here, Blade?
Well, before we even get into the matches, Brett.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
You didn't even ask me what my favorite was, which is a little hurtful.
Well, I don't care.
I know, but it's still a little. I'm still saying it. It's still a little hurtful, even though you don't care. My favorite.
Why don't you tell us?
Thanks. That's a great idea, Brett. Thank you.
Yeah.
My favorite moment is when the Elite dressed up as Ghostbusters for a rampage, and then they were heels, and then Hangman Page showed up as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Someone said that too. Someone said that in the comments. I forgot to read that one, but
You just didn't read it. You're
moment.
like, yeah, fuck those guys.
No, I read everything, okay? When y'all, like, interact with me on social media, I really appreciate it. Like, nothing feels worse than, like, you go on Instagram and post a story and, like, no one fucking likes it or, like, you know? I read them all. I appreciate them all. And I try to respond accordingly.
Will you please stop telling people that nobody responds to my stories? Okay? I told you that in confidence.
Oh, I was talking about me?
Yeah. No, you were telling my story, but you
Instagram
like made it about
sucks it.
It's bad. It's bad.
It is. But all right, take us away, buddy. We got the Battle of the Blondes up first.
Well, so we were talking at the tip top about
the tippity top.
The cock only has the VHS home video version of Halloween Havoc, and there's speculation that the masters got damaged or that they didn't want to pay for a second tape. So they just edited it down.
Because you know those VHS is worth a gold mine.
Yeah. So I actually saw it on eBay yesterday trying to figure out what matches you would have seen. So check this out. So the version I have had all the matches, and you didn't miss shit, Brett.
Yeah, I don't feel like I did. I will say, like, going through this, all I kept thinking to myself was like, fuck, another tag match? Jesus Christ.
Lots of tag matches. However, lots of good tag matches, though.
Yeah.
Every one of them's pretty good. Which leads us to our first match, Brett.
Yeah, we got... go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you take this away, Mustache.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ricky Morton is dressed as a greaser, I think.
Oh my God! Okay, so the first thing we need to talk about actually is everyone's in costume, right? We've got Paul Heyman is Dracula. I can only guess that Jim Ross is like an old timey gangster.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone is the Phantom of the Opera.
Genuinely terrifying.
With the juiciest lips you've ever seen. Like his lips look so moist.
They do. They really, really do. I mean, I am so glad you're mentioning this because I couldn't. I was like, did he chapstick between every take or? Like...
Yeah. It was distracting because the first thing I got really was a promo. It was Ricky Morton and Tommy Rich cutting a promo with Phantom Schiavone Wet Lip.
Mm-hmm. Schiavone McWet Lips, yes. And they're cutting a promo because instead of the Rock and Roll Express versus the Midnight Express, Robert Gibson's been injured.
Yep.
And they're and Tommy Rich is filling in for him, which on the service level, that's not really like a premier replacement, right? You're thinking like, what the fuck? They have a fucking great match.
It was fantastic. I mean, Morton was on offense for most of it.
Yes.
To be fair.
Well, Ricky's always in the ring the most. Like, he's the one who gets beat up. You know, he makes a hot tag, and then he gets a hot tag. But Tommy Rich, to his credit, looked really good physically. He, like, looked in shape. And held his own. And these are just guys that just really understand all the little things. You know, Ricky Morton and the Midnight Express have wrestled each other about 1,000 times by this point.
Yep.
You know, every night for years. So they have a rich chemistry, rich history. Stan Lane of the Midnight Express.
Sweet Stan, or as I like to call him, Luger Light.
Yeah, Luger Light, yeah. Well, he has an amazing mullet, speaking of...
He looks like a mini Lex Luger.
He does. He's kind of got the He-Man haircut, where it's
a little bit, yeah. He's got charisma, though, man. He was gyrating, finger pointing. He was hamming it up.
Tons of dancing.
Sweet Stan.
And then you have Bobby, who has God's mullet, which is the greatest mullet in the history of mankind.
I love this era of wrestling because nobody's just their name. It's like Sweet Stan, yes. Beautiful Bobby.
Yeah, I forget what I was... Oh, man. I had come up with, like, why'd they call him Sweet Stan and not this last night? And I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, they just have a really, really good match. As you can imagine, the Midnight Express get the advantage for long periods of time. They cheat like crazy. The cheating is so creative.
Yep.
They work the crowd perfectly. I think every wrestler could learn from watching matches like this.
Okay, so they worked everyone in the crowd except for this one guy in the front row that I couldn't stop watching the entire night because he doesn't react to anything. He's got a handlebar mustache and he's just sitting there, arms crossed, but you can tell. You can kind of see his eyes like bouncing around the ring, and he's just locked in. Yeah, but he reacts to nothing.
He's kind of got the thumbs down GIF guy vibe.
Yeah.
he kind of does have that vibe where it's just like he doesn't look like he's into it, but he's really into it.
Yeah, he was locked in.
But they had the crowd rolling this entire match.
Nick Patrick looks 42 years old already.
Yes, a spry 42, I will say.
A spry 42, yeah.
You know, he's probably like 24. But
he's got the Arn Anderson going on.
And you notice there's no Tommy Young on this show.
Yeah.
Because Tommy Young got injured earlier that year and had to retire.
Damn.
So I think Nick Patrick actually replaced Tommy Young. Anyway, this match goes back and forth. Cornette is really, really good during this.
And his goddamn, what was it, a purple suit with red collar.
Yes. Oh my God, it's horrific. It's like he came as Big Bubba Rogers almost.
Oh my God, it was so ugly. It was like a clown. It was like a clown costume.
It was really bad. And Paul dangerously calls him the greatest manager because he's retired, which will come up again later. Yeah. But basically, it's just a great back and forth match. Finally, Cornette tries to throw his racket to Bobby Eaton, I believe, and Tommy Rich catches it, nails Eaton with the racket. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Big upset. Tommy Rich and Ricky Morton kick it off. This is a 20-minute match.
Yeah, I was a little shocked that it opened with such a long match, you know, especially because a lot of the WCW you and me have been going back to. The undercard really doesn't get a lot of time in their matches. There's a lot of matches, but a lot of them don't get a lot of time to really start heating up.
Well, and as they get into the mid-90s and stuff, that's when the rhythm really changes where like they may have a really long undercard match, but the main events are going to be like 10 minutes of actual wrestling because it's Hogan. So this was a very similar type show to that because the main event is a very short match. But but Brett, from here, so this is a great tag match. I mean, do you have any thoughts about any of these people? Any of the outcomes?
I already said, man, Sweet Stan won me over, and so did that guy in the front row.
Do you know that Sweet Stan is rumored to be the father of Lauren Boebert?
Really?
Yes.
Oh God, I hate him.
Like, well, to his credit, he had nothing to do with raising her. So, This is just a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard it many times.
Well, that's probably why she turned out the way she did.
It is Stan's fault. Fuck Stan.
Fuck Stan. Fuck you, sweet Stan.
Bring Dennis Condrey back. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Get rid of Stan.
From this...
Well, I saw... Let me fill in some gaps here, okay? Big B. Terry Taylor versus Bill Irwin was the next match, okay? And
that I didn't get.
If that sounds really cool, well, it wasn't. It was 11 minutes and 45 seconds, and Terry Taylor is fresh out of the WWF as a Red Rooster, where he was shamed, humiliated, and booed the fuck out of that promotion. He's coming back to make a difference. He's wrestling Wild Bill Irwin. Now, Brett, you remember Wild Bill Irwin from wrestling Flying Brian Pillman at the last pay-per-view we watched.
I sure do.
You remember we were talking about his big, flowing, red-ass hair and his big stash? Well, check this out. He lost a bunch of weight. He looks like he's in great shape. He cut all his hair off, and he has no mustache.
What a dick.
No aura whatsoever. Like
that doesn't
zero.
fly in the late 80s, early 90s. That doesn't fly with me, brother.
No mullet.
Doesn't work with me, brother.
No, I mean, it literally reduced my enjoyment of this match because
it should have.
Every time I'm looking,
I'm glad I didn't get it.
I'm like, you are. No, you are. I'm like, what are you doing, Bill? Why'd you do this? You had a good thing going.
Was he a heel? Was he the heel in the match?
Of course he was.
Well, there you go.
Well, no. But he wasn't even getting booed. He just got apathy.
Yeah,
That guy was sitting there with his arms crossed them extra tight during that.
He got that go home heat.
He was indifferent heat. Yes. The next match. Oh my God! Now this is. Well,
we get a Sting promo here.
Yes.
And probably the goofiest fucking like thing I've ever seen in wrestling. We have, because the Black Scorpion or whatever had been messing with Sting around this time, and we get this voiceover that's like, Sting, I'm gonna defeat you with my black magic. And it's just a dude in a black robe with a black face covering, all black. And he pulls a fan out of the crowd into a cage that they drop a sheet over.
She looks like a child too.
Yeah, and then they appear on the other side of the stage.
Yeah, I was like,
Sting's like, oh my God. Paul Heyman's trying to sell this like it's this crazy spooky thing, and it's just not working. It was probably the goofiest thing I've ever seen in wrestling.
Think about that. You lived through Vince. Now.
Ooh. I saw an 80-year-old woman give birth to a glove.
Yeah. And that's just one thing. Katie Vick, all of it. Now.
Too soon.
I look at it this way. Too soon. It was 20 plus years ago. Shivani's
microphone looks so weird. It just looks like a lollipop.
Well, when it's pressed up to his wet ass lips.
Well, it's just like a circle. Yeah, that's why I wrote that in my notes. Why does Shivani's microphone look like a lollipop with that little red cover? And it's probably why his lips look so juicy and moist.
Do you think he's been licking the microphone in between?
He probably got a little hungry.
Probably got a little hungry. You want a little candy?
Yeah.
I want a little candy.
I mean, I don't know how. He was busy in this night.
Which is great for introducing the next match you didn't see, which is Brad Armstrong. Legendary Brad Armstrong versus the unlegendary JW Storm, who up to this point was undefeated. Because Brad Armstrong, if you've ever listened to Tony Schiavone's What Happened When podcast, you know that when he does his impression of Jim Herd, Tony does it. He always talks about the gimmick that Jim Herd came up with for Brad Armstrong that I have never actually seen until last night. Because Brad Armstrong's gimmick is the Candy Man.
Oh, God.
He comes out dressed like a fucking lollipop. And
what's he wearing?
He's wearing long tights. He looks like a candy cane is what he looks like. So, the swirly red in the white.
Because I'm all legs. I have a short torso. Yeah. So when I put on a little bit, like I have recently, I just look like a lollipop.
Brad looks like a lollipop as well. And so when Tony talks about it, he says, Jim Hurd said, I came up with a great gimmick. And he goes, what is it? And he's like, the goddamn Candyman. And so as Brad's coming down to ringside, I'm like, it's the goddamn Candyman.
It's the goddamn Candyman. I wish I would have heard that. Now I need to look that up.
It's so good. And Brad Armstrong gets another big upset win. He defeats JW Storm, handing him his first loss because, what's the upside here? JW Storm, this undefeated, by the way, very good athlete who I had never seen before.
Yeah, that doesn't ring any bells for me.
No, rings none. But he does have a Wikipedia if you go look it up.
Oh.
But Brad sneaks in a little win here. They were giving the goddamn Candyman a push.
Well, give it to the goddamn Candyman.
Give it to the goddamn Candyman reigns supreme. That's what matters. Then, Brett, there's another match that you didn't see.
I want you to rank the Candyman. Okay, so we got Brad Armstrong. Mm-hmm. We've got Sammy Davis Jr. And we've got Tony Todd.
Wow. Oh, Tony Todd, the Candyman.
Yeah.
Tony Todd 1. Sammy Davis 2. Brad 3.
Okay.
I mean,
that's mine.
Yeah. All right. So there was another match that you didn't see, Brett, which was the Master Blasters, which is a tag team of two gigantic human beings, and one of them is Kevin Nash with a mohawk.
With a mohawk?
Yeah.
I gotta look this up.
Go ahead. They're wrestling. They are wrestling the Southern Boys, Tracy Smothers and Steve Armstrong, who wear the Confederate flag on their tights.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And
why does he have dirt on his face?
Kevin Nash is makeup.
Yeah. I know, but it just looks like dirt.
It's so bad. Neither one of those guys knew how to work at all. Nash, though, does jump around a lot more than he would later. So it was kind of interesting for that reason. This is what he was doing when I first started watching WCW.
They kind of look like a poor man's Legion of Doom.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, this is like kind of at the tail end of the clones of Legion of Doom. I could see why they tried it with these guys, but they had much better plans for Kevin Nash. He was going to be Oz. And Benny Vegas after that. So,
goes on to be fake Undertaker.
Fake Sting.
Fake Sting, that's right. Wasn't he also fake Taker?
No, fake Taker.
Oh, he was fake Kane.
No.
No?
Fake Diesel was Kane.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Around the Isaac Yankem times.
Yes. the really dark times.
DDS.
So the Master Blasters defeat the Nazi Confederate guys, and then we move on to the next match.
They defeat the MAGA chuds.
Yeah. That I believe you saw this match, the Fabulous Freebirds.
Versus the Renegade Warriors.
Yes, and they're with Little Richard Marley.
Yep.
Who
the Freebirds are.
Yes, who is Rocky King, who had been a babyface earlier that summer, but is now just like some brainwashed heel. So
when the Renegade Warriors first came out, I was like, oh God, this is appropriation. But then they said that they're actually Native American guys.
They
and
are.
I was like, okay, I'm okay with this then.
Yeah.
But I mean, the better name would have been like the Neon Natives, because they had like, you know me, I love fringe, so I loved their outfits. It was, imagine like those 90s gecko pants that are like pink and neon green with fringe. And that's essentially what they were rocking. And one of the dudes, Alan Iron Eagle, that's a badass name.
Well, and he was the one that got injured before this match. He wasn't in this match. They were retaliating against the Freebirds for injuring Alan Iron Eagle. And apparently the Freebirds are also the ones who injured Robert Gibson.
Yeah. They were just hurting everybody.
Now, Brett, Michael
Hayes. That is a badass name though, isn't it?
Alan Iron Eagle?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I want people to start calling me that.
You know what wasn't badass?
What?
Michael Hayes' gear.
Oh my God. What? It was like sparkly, like tight overalls, and he had like a pink patch sprayed into his hair, and it looked like just like little lipstick lines drawn onto his face. Like I did not know what he was going for there.
They both look like your fucked up drunk uncle at Thanksgiving. Like him and Jimmy both radiate that. However, you can tell they know that about themselves.
Well, they point out, too, that Garvin is wearing tights like, what's his name from the Rock and Roll Express that got in.
Oh, no, that's Little Richard Marley. He's wearing Robert Gibson's tights. Yes.
Oh.
And Garvin, that's what he usually looked like. What he wore on this show.
I was paying attention.
Yeah, good one. But this match isn't very good. It's not very good. Michael Hayes has given up on trying to be a great worker, for sure. Now, in fairness, Michael Hayes was never a great worker, but he was better than he was here. He just doesn't do shit the entire match, really.
I do like Jim Ross has a line about Little Richard. They call him a roadie. I call him a gopher. He's a flunky.
And Rocky Kid,
and him and Paul Heyman just keep going back and forth the whole match, and Heyman's like, "What? Did you call him a gopher?"
Well, and they're also, what does he say? Well, the Southern boys aren't rock and roll because the South, the South can't be rock and rollers. I mean, Paul just sounds like super hip here. Hip.
Paul was not on his game for this show.
He was playing for laughs. Like, I think he really did believe he wasn't going to manage anymore and that he was just going to be a color commentary guy. Because he's playing like he's milder than Jesse the Body Ventura in WWF. Like
he's the toned down Jerry the King Lawler of the commentary team.
It's sad to hear him that way, and hilarious. It
wasn't working for me.
Of what he became, a few years later.
Yeah.
But the Freebirds win the match. Chris and Mark Youngblood lose. The ref's back is turned. Michael Hayes runs in and DDTs one of the Youngblood brothers while
the other one's holding Little
Jimmy.
Richard by the afro.
Yes. Michael Hayes DDTs him. You got to get another kind of fucky finish. This is the one tag match that wasn't very good. The rest of them are great. But this one sucked. Now, I didn't get to comment on the Black Scorpion thing. So I want us to rewind just a little bit.
Yep.
They got a free magic show, Brett. Okay?
They did.
It's not free. They paid for it. But, you paid to see wrestling. You didn't pay to see some little girl be abducted by some horrific monster in a fucking black costume and then disappeared and then reappeared. Nobody told you that was going to happen, did they?
Speaking of which, release the Epstein files.
There you go. Sting can't do nothing about that.
No.
He really didn't do much here either.
No, he didn't. He was not looking out for the best interests of that fan.
So he clearly is really revved up, and he starts stammering during his promo before the Black Scorpion thing even happens. He loses his place in what he's trying to say, and I think it's because he's waiting for a cue for the Black Scorpion. The Black Scorpion was voiced by Ole Anderson. It was. And later when they said it was
get you, Sting.
Even as a 10-year-old who had only been watching WCW for a year, I knew that was Ole Anderson's voice. And then when they said the Black Scorpion was Ric Flair later, it was like, what? No, it's not. And then Flair even did the voice he tried to.
Yeah.
Did that voice sound familiar to you, Sting? It's like, no, because it wasn't you. But
Did you get the Horseman promo here?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so we get a promo. Flair, Sid Vicious, and Arn Anderson, who looks 62 years old already, and Sid Vicious is just staring down the barrel of the camera the entire time, looking revved up, but just menacing. And when he finally gets his chance in the promo, he just starts screaming. And I can't understand a goddamn thing he's saying. He was on so much fucking booger sugar. I couldn't...
It was fantastic, wasn't it?
It really was.
You have Ric Flair, who, like, you know, he can get way up there himself, right? He can get pretty out of control. Yeah. You have Arn Anderson, who's always grounding the interviews. And then you have Sid. And I can only get...
It's just insane.
I can only get so erect, you know? And there's, like, Sid... This is like Sid at the physical peak of his power. Like,
God damn, he looked so good.
He just looked awesome.
He did, man.
He was bigger than he was the year before, which was the Great American Bash. But also, he's wrestling Sting in the main event. He wasn't even doing spots the year before.
Yeah.
So, like, he had come a long way.
Sid was a man.
He was all man. He was almost 7 feet a man.
He was the man.
That's true. That's true. So, Ric Flair and Arn Anderson are cutting a promo on Doom. You got a rare heel versus heel tag team match, which is awesome. And you got Sid versus Sting in the main.
Yep.
That could have been so great if they hadn't blown the ending.
Well, next we got the third tag match in a row. For the United States Tag Team Championships.
They have a secondary tag title, yes.
Yep. Which I'm into it, you know. I love tag team wrestling.
Yep.
But it's the Nasty Boys versus the Steiners, and I loved the Nasty Boys because to me they looked like villains straight out of like a trauma flick, you know, or like a Ninja Turtle cartoon.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of, like Rocksteady and Bebop or some shit.
Yeah, or like you would see them in like like a movie like Repo Man, where the bad guys were like Nazis, surf Nazis with mohawks, you know, like they were the perfect like heel team, man. They were so cool,
and they were so cartoony and over the top. It was just always like, you know, it's just like just so dumb. But goddamn, these guys just beat the shit out of each other.
Oh my god, I loved this match,
the
man.
Nasty Boys bumped like motherfuckers for the Steiners. Like, holy shit.
This match was so badass that there was a white-haired little old lady in the crowd that I was watching, and she was fucking foaming at the mouth. She was so into this shit, man. She was yelling.
I think it's probably the best match of the show.
It was fucking great. The Steiners look great, man.
Oh my god, this is 1990 Steiners, baby. This is like fucking their time. Rick throws a Steiner line at Knobs that looks like it really does catch him under the chin, and then he gets caught under the chin for real and still bumps like a fucking maniac to sell it.
Oh yeah, dude. Scott Steiner's got that double underhook sit out power bomb he was doing. Oh my god, that thing looks so smooth.
It looks so smooth, and they just have
devastating
a back and forth match. The ref loses control. There's cheating happening right in front of him. I believe there was a chair shot at some point right in front of him.
So this is what gets me. Okay. Well, before this, the thing that got me was Sags just headbutting Steiner in the back when he's on the mat.
Yeah.
But, okay, so Sags gets hit with a chair and a backdrop, but still gets a tag before Scott Steiner can. And, like, the Nasty Boys just keep trading tags, even though they're getting their asses kicked.
Well,
and Scott Steiner just cannot get to his fucking brother.
What was also very interesting about this was that at one point in this match, I believe it's this match, where the legal men are in the ring. It's I think it's Scott covers like Brian Knobs for a pin. The ref counts, but while he's counting that pin, Rick Steiner lines Sags, and then they're both the illegal men, and he covers him, and the ref starts counting right after Scott. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
This match was kind of a shit show, but like in the best way.
It's a car crash. It's so
good. Oh my god. And like JR even at one point, like I think lost count of how many times the Nasty Boys had tagged in and out before Steiner got to his brother.
Like, I don't think the Nasty Boys understood what tag team rules were. I don't think they even knew what they were. And then my very favorite part of this match, though, is the finish, because Scott Steiner whips Brian Knobs off the ropes and hits him with that big Frankensteiner. Brian Knobs wants to make this look as good as he can, so he jumps into it.
Yep.
And he takes it like a DDT on his fucking head. It's like, oh shit! Like he just broke his goddamn neck.
Dude, it was so the crowd went fucking crazy too. It was so cool.
And
man.
It was so good. And he takes the pin, and then they brawl afterwards. They isolate Rick. He gets injured. After the match, they're darting around trying to get more interviews to kill some time. Scott Steiner then does an interview by himself.
Yeah, so this is what got me. So I had thought that like they must have like messed up the editing, because they go to Scott Steiner like immediately after this in the thing, and they say that Rick's in the back, and then from behind him a concession guy comes up with like, he's got like the tub full of all the little popcorn boxes, and just smashes Steiner over the head with it, and it's fucking Sags, and I'm like, how did he have time to get dressed up?
Sags is wearing... So, yeah, they probably shaved time off between the match and the promo.
Well, but then right after it, my version cuts back to JR saying, and we'll try to get you an update with Scott Steiner.
So, Sags is wearing, like, a vendor hat, like he works at a car wash or some shit, and a beard, like an Amish-looking beard. Yeah. And it's so... This is what we were saying about the Nasty Boys and how they're so great, is they are just... And then Knob shows up, not even wearing anything. He's just like, he just still dressed as a Nasty Boy. Sags is the only one who like really thought incognito was necessary. But
this is the thing, like, you know, because I'm a big, you know, AEW toot the horn. I love the more realistic presentation of AEW. But that's not to say I don't love this cartoony shit. You know what I mean?
I love when AEW does great bullshit too. Like,
yeah.
The thing about wrestling is what you love about it is also what makes it terrible, and what makes it terrible is also what makes it great. And
I think that's what I like about an AEW, you know, because you do get a little bit of everything. You know, you get the main event and everything usually has that serious vibe to it. The show's got a little more serious vibe, but like throughout they sprinkle in these real cartoony moments that are just so good, man.
No, this was the match of the night, I think. There was actually a match after this that you didn't see. It was the Junkyard Dog versus Moondog Rex. Ooh. And I am going to tell you right now.
Bark.
Woof is more appropriate. It is a bad match, and it is 3 minutes and 15 seconds long. JYD looks like shit. He is like 325 pounds. Big gut. Moondog Rex looks like shit too. It's 3 minutes long. And I almost wonder if they did this to kill some time or something, because
probably.
Long, very dumb story short, JYD wins, but nobody cares at all.
Well, I think next we also have a pretty decent match. It was
I got a lot to say.
Ric Flair and Arn Anderson versus Doom, the team of we know him as Farouk, Ron Simmons, and the Reed. I forget his first name.
Butch Reed.
And they were cool as shit. I liked them.
How badass is Doom, man?
Dude, they were just like heavy hitters, man.
Also, how badass specifically did Ron Simmons look in just all black? Like that was he kind of looked like he did later on when he was kind of like when the Acolyte. Before they were the APA, when they were just the Acolytes, and it was just like the black tights with those little tight black armbands on. Dude, he looked like a beast, man. Dude, he is terrifying.
I want to point out specifically, dude, Butch Reed had some really fucking cool looking snap jabs. Like that dude had a killer working punch. You know me, I'm a sucker for a good working punch. You know,
we all are.
Much like Flair who's in this match had one of the best, I think. But dude, Butch was laying up snap jabs. They look so tight and crisp. Woo!
It was some inspired booking too, because you had two heel teams. Mm-hmm. You have Ric Flair challenging for the tag titles when he had just been the world champion until Great American Bash.
Yep.
He's not involved with the Black Scorpion shit at all, as far as anybody knows. And it was a cool way to see Flair in a different setting, and he was a really good tag team wrestler.
Yeah, no, dude, this match was great.
But the MVP of this match, no doubt about it, Arn Anderson.
Yeah,
he is so good. Oh
he
my
is,
God,
man.
Arn Anderson is one of the most underrated wrestlers in the history of the business.
Best spine buster in the biz.
Yes. And he does so many things in this. And it's Arn before he's suffered any like really life-changing injuries. So like just the way he moves, the way he carries himself at this time, and the psychology that he uses, and how they cut off the hot tags. And there's moments where the Four Horsemen are wrestling like baby faces, and then Doom's wrestling like baby faces, and the crowd likes both teams and wants to cheer them both.
Yeah, and I love, too, I think Anderson did a good job of, I don't want to call him the chicken shit of the match, but he was the, well, hold on, buddy. Give me a minute. You know, he wasn't going full bore at it. He was kind of playing that backed off, like, you know.
Yep. And he hits his DDT, which, to my mind, outside of Jake Roberts, Raven, you know I love Raven. He can kiss my ass. Arn Anderson's DDT looked so good.
Most of the shit Arn did look good. Like, let's be honest.
Everything. If you knew how to take his shit, it looked good.
Yeah. I do want to give, there's this spot, you know, Flair's little flip over the turnbuckle.
Yes.
To the outside that he does. I love the way they did this, because he does it in a corner that lets him land on the side of the apron that Ron Simmons is on. So Simmons just decks him the minute he lands on the apron.
There's a couple moments with Flair in this one where he's just trying to get those guys over, where like he's in with Butch Reed, and you know, people may not know this, but Butch was near the end of the line of his career at this point. I didn't realize as a kid how old he was, but he had wrestled Ric Flair for the world title, had some 60-minute draws with him like 10 years before this. And so these guys have a history that I didn't, you know, if you're just watching this, you don't know about. But Flair's like trying to go punch for punch with Butch. And Butch is just doing those jabs, those little snap jabs, and he just keeps catching Flair. And after a while, Rick can't punch back anymore. And Rick turns around to make the tag and then does the face flop.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, you know, Flair face flop, that was so good.
It was really entertaining. It was really entertaining.
Well, that's the thing with Flair, man, for as much bullshit as his personal life, you know, stories are, like, he to me, he never felt like he was trying to outshow anyone. No. You know, like, he knew the match looked better if it wasn't just him getting all the glory of it.
Yeah, and I think he understood that in stature, where he stood next to his opponents, he's almost always smaller than they are, but he's craftier. And his whole persona is devised around, hey, look, I'm going to cheat. Of course I'm going to cheat. But, like, I'm smart about it, and I'm smarter than you. I'm the dirtiest player in the game.
But he knew how to make himself look like kind of a dork when he had to. You know what I mean?
He showed ass, man. I mean, he was not afraid to look like a total dumbass. No. And neither was Arn, you know, and both of them do such a good job of just selling being physically overwhelmed by Doom.
Oh man, when Reed hit that big ass shoulder block off the top rope towards the end of the match, dude, it was like a lawn dart coming off that top rope, man. He eviscerated him.
Yeah, it hits Arn, and it looked like it connected pretty flush. Like,
yeah, it was sick.
It would have knocked you down whether it was supposed to or not. But the finish comes in this one, and it's just a double count out. And and it's building to a rematch at Starrcade. But instead of Arn and Flair, it's Arn and Barry Windham. But really, really good match. It's super fun seeing Doom. They were only a tag team for like a year and a half or 2 years, maybe. Yeah,
well, you know what? I mean, they were a fantastic tag team. But Ron Simmons, man, he deserved that singles
run
glory.
Yeah, and Arn, just seeing Arn in his, you know, still at his physical peak was really, really cool. Just he's one of those guys, he's so good, but he's so good at just fundamental things that it's easy to forget how good he was.
Yep.
Man.
Well, next for me was a Stan Hansen promo.
Yeah.
Where he's holding a little baby pumpkin, and he's just got his wad of chaw just hanging out of his mouth, dripping down his fucking chest. He spits it on the pumpkin at one point. Like, Jesus Christ, he's out of his mind. Probably also hopped up on tons of booger sugar. And, it's leading into our next match, which is Stan Hansen versus Lex Luger. Mm-hmm. Who, also at one of his physical fucking best looking for the United States Championship.
And Lex has changed his look a little bit by this point, where he's gone to what you equate with Lex from WWF a little more, where it's like shorter mullet in the front and then
longer in the back.
Yeah, it's kind of the Speedball Mike Bailey look, but not as cool. And this was interesting for a few reasons. So Stan comes out before his music even hits.
It just starts destroying the
and just
set.
starts breaking the fucking set. And he's just smashing shit. Which is pretty...
Just tobacco still dripping down his chest.
All over his titties and stuff.
Yeah,
and then...
He's kicking pumpkins over.
And then his music starts playing after he's been out there for like 45 seconds. Which is a long time. And then Lex comes and just stands at the top of the stage.
Posing.
And he's posing and his music hasn't even hit yet. Yeah. And Stan is in the ring just going nuts.
Waving his fucking lasso, his rope with the bell around, just like a damn Yahoo. He's got his fucking chaps on that are like 8 sizes too big.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. So Stan Hansen's the bad man from Borger, Texas, right? And
I love Stan Hansen.
I do too. This was the first time I ever saw Stan Hansen as a kid, was when this run in WCW, and Lex was my favorite, okay?
Okay.
So I had never seen Lex get defeated before. Like pinned.
Oh, yeah.
I had never seen him be pinned before. And so I just kind of figured he would beat Stan Hansen, but Stan on TV leading up to this had been so out of control and scary that I was like, I don't know. Lex has got kind of a tough road to hoe with this one. This match is less than 10 minutes long, which, you know what? That's fine.
But it's hilarious that Luger, had that little, pose off in the beginning on the ramp, because when he gets into the match, they just started 100 miles an hour.
And Stan just starts beating the shit out of him.
Yeah. But I love, right away. So they're on the outside, and Stan Hansen goes to hit an elbow drop to the back of Luger off the apron, but himself stumbles into the barricade.
There were some stiff barricade and stiff ring post shots. Rick Steiner, I forgot to mention. Rick Steiner took some brutal looking.
Because this was
shots.
When the ring post had that weird little little pyramid of just steel on it. You know what I mean?
Well, and people are so careful about how they take it now, because I'm sure a lot of people have gotten concussions and shit from it. Rick did not protect himself.
No, not at all.
He ran into his shoulder first. I'm like, dude, wow. But Stan, there is some shit in this match that is very atypical of both guys. So Stan tries to hit an elbow drop from the second turnbuckle onto Luger, Cactus Jack style, but in the ring.
Yeah.
And he misses. Luger hits him with a drop kick, which is what? What is even going on right now? The ref
We also get Spivey comes out with his ugly ass mullet.
Dan Spivey runs down and is being, because they've split the skyscrapers up. Yep. So Spivey doesn't have anything to do, but Hansen and him spend time in All Japan together when they're not in WCW.
Yep.
And so Spivey comes out to give Stan his bull rope with the bell on it. And I like this finish. The match.
I do too.
The match is kind of whatever, right?
Yeah.
Where it's okay, it's fine. It's just a brawl. Lex doesn't know how to do this. He doesn't know how to have a convincing brawl with Stan Hansen. Stan is probably literally punching him. Yeah. And Luger's just give me the fuck out of here. So Spivey runs down, throws him, the ref's out, throws the cowbell to Stan, and Stan wraps it around his arm. Luger manages to get it away from Stan. Then he runs off the ropes, and I love this finish because he runs off the ropes and Stan just fucking nails him with the goddamn lariat.
Yeah. Yep.
It doesn't look good the way he connects, but Luger sells it like death.
Yeah.
And then Stan just pins his ass clean. 1, 2, 3. And then Luger stays on the goddamn mat for a long time. You did not see Lex lose ever, but you never saw him lose like that.
No.
And so Stan really ends up kind of not cheating to win. It's a little fucky, but...
A little fucky.
But, I mean, and I remember as a kid when they finally played the finish on TV, when I found out Lex lost the U.S. title, I was really upset.
Oh.
And then I saw the finish, and I was like, did he piss somebody off? Like, what's going on here? You know? And then they wrestle again at Starrcade 1990 in a 4 corners match because Stan ain't taking no pin. And Baba, he's loyal to Baba. He ain't taking a pin. And Luger gets the U.S. title back in a 4 corners match. But really interesting match. Seeing Stan Hansen in the U.S. is so different than seeing him in All Japan.
Very, man.
Yes, him versus Jumbo Tsuruta, him versus Misawa. Very different kind of match than this. Yeah. He is just all chaos. And it's awesome. Let's be real. It's awesome.
He was a cartoon character.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Well, speaking of cartoon characters, next up we got a Teddy Long promo, and he looks badass, man. Like, he had the do-rag on, he had that cool-ass jacket, he's got both tag titles hung over his shoulder because he was working with Doom. Man, he looked cool as fuck.
He did. That's my favorite Teddy Long look.
Yeah.
With the do-rag. You know, he did that because people were calling him Peanut Head.
Yeah, fucking shades on.
He had lost a hair versus hair boxing match to Paul Ellering at Capital Combat, so that's why he started wearing the do-rag.
Yep.
He was totally bald before that, but whatever.
Well,
anyway,
now we get a main event.
Main event time.
Main event time. Sid, billed from wherever the hell he damn well pleases or whatever they say, which I loved.
Yeah.
But, dude, he comes out in those chaps. And, dude, he looked like a monster. Like, I think this is some of the best look for Sid Vicious.
It's the best look I've ever seen. He looks more badass in this match than he ever looked again. And he always looked badass. But
Sid is one of my favorites.
This is like on another level badass.
Yep. The crowd was hot, dude. The crowd was excited for this match.
Well, because
I feel like the whole night people were just waiting for this. You know what I mean?
Well, Sting is super over, and Sid is the first guy that it looks like, I don't know, how's Sid going to beat this guy? Or how's Sting going to beat this guy? They haven't seen Sid lose, so it's very jarring to think one of these guys is going to lose.
And they start with that great just shot of the stare down in the middle of the ring. Like, man, that's like an iconic image to me. You know what I mean? It just looked so great. You had Sid who had a few inches on Sting, just kind of looking down at him, and Sting looking up, like no fear in his eyes. Man, that was a great shot.
It's the cover photo it's the cover of our episode. It sure
art is that I made.
That you made.
I made the cover. I make the covers for this show.
Wanted to clarify that there are some questions.
Yeah, so if you need a graphic designer.
That's right. Procreate, baby.
Yeah, bitch.
You gotta teach me some Procreate stuff, man. I want to get.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Well, you're good at it.
I will say it's funny that they're hearing them throughout this match talk about the power bomb as a new move, know. It's just because now you're like, so it's a whatever, it's a transition move for some people, but hearing it billed as Sid's move is
that he invented basically. In actuality, the actual person who invented the power bomb is Lou Thez.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
He invented it in Japan. It was done differently, very differently. They weren't dropped from shoulder height. It was more like bringing them, going to the ground with them.
Are we ready to say that aside from the man himself and Stone Cold, Tony Storm has the best Thez press in the biz?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I love Tony.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. No, I love her.
I wanted to make sure I clarified that, and the fact that Sting nut jobs himself on the turnbuckle when Sid moves out of the way of Splash.
Yes. Sting is too hyped. I think he's on the booger sugar too because
dude, he took a nutter. Yeah, when he went for that Scorpion Splash.
He went for a Stinger Splash and managed to crotch himself on the turnbuckle.
Yep.
Also, we haven't talked about something that was really cool about this show, Brett.
What's that?
That could have been cooler, but it was really cool. I think it's the only time they ever did it. They had orange turnbuckles.
Yeah.
And orange ring ropes. Yep. With the middle one being tiger striped.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then they had a blood red mat.
Yep.
I just wish they had made an orange apron.
Yeah, because the apron was what? It was blue still, right?
It was the usual WCW blue and yellow.
Yeah. Yep. Which, you know what? I gotta say, man, that was one of my, the red, white, and blue stripe WWF did in the early days was iconic, but I loved the blue and yellow WCW, man. It just looked so classic. I love
and crisp. Yeah,
crisp. That's a good word for it. It just it's something that I guess it's probably why I love when New Japan sometimes go with that blue mat and everything, and it just looks so classic to me.
Yeah,
it's like we were talking about last week. Just that early vibe of pro wrestling. You got the smoke and the lights. Just it does something to me. It feels very like a dream. It feels dreamy.
Yes, it's very surreal. Mm-hmm. And Sid and Sting are having like an okay match because Sid, he's improved, but that's not saying much. Like, it's not like he could do a lot of shit, but he just looks so bad. His aura is just insane. And
that's what the Sid was for a lot of his career. He was just a presence, and that's okay, especially when he's playing a heel.
He was like the ultimate warrior, but way better.
Yeah.
Warrior is all aura, and it ages really bad, and Sid doesn't. Sid stands the test of time.
Yep.
And anyway, so they're wrestling. They're having like an okay match. It's not terrible or anything, but it's not a super long match. And the Horsemen come down when Sting is starting to get the better of Sid.
Yep.
And you had just seen them in this match with Doom, and they kind of felt like baby faces, but it's just Arn and Flair. Where's Barry Windham, right?
Yeah.
And so Sting ends up brawling with Sid outside and then getting in a brawl with Flair and Arn on the outside and chasing them to the back, which is like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And even Paul dangerously is like, what are you doing, Sting? Why are you running to the back? Then Sting runs back down to ringside, gets in the ring, tries to slam Sid. Sid just falls on top of him. 1, 2, 3.
The crowd is pissed. Okay, so the crowd at this moment, you're just seeing everyone's got their hands on top of their heads, just looking shocked and disappointed, except for this one, 20-something-year-old ginger mulleted kid stands up with a shit-eating grin on his face, and he's just clapping, and I'm like, why, he just perpetuating the myth that gingers are little shithead bullies, in all the, like A Christmas Story, like Roger Klotz from Doug, we are not us. I'm a ginger, for those of you who don't know, naturally, and, it's just not beating the rap that we're little shitheads.
Problem child. Remember the problem child?
Fucking problem child? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yes.
But anyway, crowd's pissed. But wait a minute, it wasn't Sting.
Or what's going on here? And Jim Ross has no idea how to sell this. So another Sting runs down. And I will say they were good about the setup to this, which is when fake Sting runs down and gets pinned, they don't show his face. Because it's a dead giveaway that it's not Sting if you see his face. And they're kind of similarly sized. I mean, without seeing them next to each other, you're not like, that's not Sting.
Yeah.
But because the camera doesn't get the fake Sting again, just ever,
Yeah.
Jim Ross has to go, I think that's Barry Windham or something.
Yeah.
And Sting runs down with the rope tied around his hand, so they had jumped him backstage and tried to tie him down. The ref sees the ropes tied to his head. He doesn't even say restart the match. Sting just stinger splashes, sit in the corner, and small packages him, and the ref just counts 3 and gives Sting the belt back.
Yep.
Kind of a stupid ending that they messed up with the camera stuff. Like, Barry should have lingered a little longer. I did see a picture of him in PWI like 2 months after this, and you can tell it's Barry Windham, but like that isn't on the show. And that's just a little too bad. It was a cool finish besides that.
Well, mine, you do get a shot of, after the victory, you get a shot of both of them standing together as Wyndham starts running to the back. You see, because Sting runs back into the ramp.
Right. And Sting triumphs. He is the world heavyweight champion still. Thank God he's going to be able to go against fucking his magician rival, the Black Scorpion. At Starrcade, a legendary match for all the right reasons.
For all the right reasons.
Yeah.
It was a funky little pay-per-view. I mean, especially with the cuts, I think, for me, it was just tag match. I
can imagine, because, just even watching this show, I seen it the way it was originally laid out. One, the matches that you miss, you didn't miss shit. None of them were good. And there's another tag match in that, So, a lot of people don't understand this, is that the Crockett territory in North Carolina, before it was WCW and before it was a national company, it was a tag team territory. Yep. That is usually what they main evented with, was tag teams. So these people were very conditioned to accepting tag team wrestling in a way that WWF never was, even when they had a more robust tag division.
Yeah.
So anyway, Brett, what would you give the show if out of 10?
Maybe like a 6.
I was going to go 6.5.
I
thought it was
6. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad at all. I didn't feel like I wasted my time.
No, not at all.
Honestly, you got off light skipping those matches because you didn't have to see Terry Taylor versus. You didn't have to see Terry Taylor versus fucking No Aura Bill Irwin. Also, you didn't get to see the goddamn Candyman.
Goddamn Candyman.
Go look that up after we're done here, because
I planned on it.
Please. But
well,
Brett,
what were you gonna say there?
Well, I was gonna say, do you know what we're watching next week?
I do. We are gonna go. We're gonna go back to some late summer vibes, since we've got a few weeks of summer left, and we're gonna do ECW's Heat Wave 1998.
Nice. I'm excited.
Long time fan favorite, considered probably the greatest ECW pay-per-view of all time.
I believe that's correct.
So join us for that. Bye.
Well, Brett, also go to sickosclub.com. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Follow us on the socials, Sickos Club, Hardway. Listen to Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out. Now do the thing.